So Matt Comyn has gone off the plantation. Yes, the chief executive of Australia's biggest, fattest bank, the CBA Commbank. Matt, what are you doing, Sonny Jim? Supporting wealth tax over workers' tax? How iconoclastic. Are you not one of the boys? What must they be thinking up there in the Erie, over down in Melbourne, the BCA headquarters, the Business Council of Australia headquarters? Comyn's gone mad. Must we remind you that the sacred creed of the big business lobby is lower wages for workers and lower taxes for corporations? What are you doing, man? So what the heck is Matt Comyn doing? The Commbank boss, the $10 million a year man. Well, sometimes he makes $7 million. Shortchanged. He's only got $40 million in stock options. Here's the man running the $300 billion bank, Australia's biggest of the big four. Here he is calling for higher taxes on wealth. Can you believe it? Traitor to the tribe, it's Hamas! Yes, Matt's recommendations for fixing Australia for productivity are contained in the bank's submission to the Productivity Commission's 5 Pillars review thingy. Reporting on the bank's submission to the Productivity Commission, the AFR, the Australian Fossil Fuel Review, waved the finger at Matt. The headline said, "Plenty won't like Matt Comyn's big fix for Australia." But that's okay. Oh, that's okay, is it? It's okay for somebody to have another opinion, to do some thinking. A bit of an iffy headline. And the stand first, quoting the AFFR, the CBA chief executive may cop flack for putting some of the more controversial ideas on the table to solve the productivity crisis. But it's worth the risk. Ooh, bit of a risk from the AFFR, going out on a limb. The Chanticleer columnist, James Thompson, well done, James. He didn't cop flack. They sort of buried the story in Rupert Murdoch's The Israeli newspaper, and elsewhere pretty much there was just dead silence. Didn't spark debate. People didn't want to know about it. The rest of the MSM was hoping that nobody would notice Matt disavowing trickle-down economics, countervailing cherished beliefs. Rupert Murdoch's The Israeli didn't get into it. They didn't want to debate it. None of their star columnists had a crack at Matt, because he's a big boy, the biggest of the big when it comes to CBD boardrooms. For those that are not in the picture, Australia has a problem funding the future. As we look out, the deficits, there's a string of forecasts for years, deficits for years. So it's either one of two things. It's either get productivity going or cut spending. And if we stay on the current course, the neoliberalism doctrine which has got us here to where we are, where inequality is now at its highest ever point in Australia. If you look at what they call the Gini coefficient, which is a metric which measures inequality, the rich are getting richer, and inequality, like rising house prices, will be the future. It will rise like rising house prices unless something is done. Because younger workers who now already subsidise the perks for wealthier old Australians will be doing even more of the heavy lifting, helping us old codgers into comfortable retirements with all our subsidies. Speaking too personally, there's not much going on in that regard here, but it's our generation and the next one up, the oldies, the real oldies. So Matt's big 3 recommendations are housing reform, secure housing for all Australians as the number 1 priority, followed by tax reform, which heaven forbid doesn't involve shifting money from workers to wealthy people as usual. And third is energy security. Very progressive of Matt. Now, we don't want to sound like we're doing a PR job for Matt here. We have hopped into him in the past a bit. He got named in a court case on the Gold Coast. We were the only ones following it, but he ganged up with ASIC to put this bank activist, Jeff Shannon, into jail behind bars, and they got slaughtered in the courtroom, the old ASIC. But credit where credit's due. And here he goes, to quote, "Safe and secure housing for all Australians should be a priority, and owning or not owning a home should not become entrenched as a societal fault line." Now, It should be said that Matt is talking his own book a bit here because CBA too faces growth challenges. 80% of its profits come from mortgages, good old residential mortgage market. That's the stalwart asset class. And if the punters can't afford mortgages in the future, that's bad for CBA's biz. Indeed, all the banks. They've got a big book. If you look at CBA, Matt's the CEO, 10 million salary. The bank makes a $10 billion profit now. Annually, $10 billion profit. That's after costs. Revenue's $27 billion. So that's a pretty corpulent profit margin. The market value is $300 billion of this thing. That's what it's priced at for that, $10 billion profit. So it's it's trading on a massive valuation, on a massive multiple, as they say. A PER of 31 times earnings. That's like a sort of .com kind of PER. But here he is, the treasonous, heretical view on tax. Quoting Matt, we do not believe that lowering the company tax rate should be a priority, provided there is no change to Australia's imputation credit regime. While we, and no doubt other large companies, would welcome, says Matt, a lower company tax rate, we believe there are other priorities which should lead the productivity reform agenda. Crikey, Matt, he's not schmoozing the rich lobby either. When it comes to superannuation, it'd be hard to miss the debate of the last month or two on this modest tweak to superannuation at the very top end, which affects only the less than 0.5% of the richest Australians. Oh, they've been gnashing their teeth and foaming at the mouth about that. But Matt doesn't want to get involved there. Obviously doesn't think there's a problem with it. CBA says it would support caps on the amount of money that can be held inside superannuation. The bank says it's time to examine the level at which consumption taxes, such as the GST, should be set. The next wave of tax reform debate should include the appropriate levels and role for consumption and wealth taxes. The debate is bearing down upon us because Treasurer Jim Chalmers is holding his productivity and tax summit mid-next month. Matt Comyn, with his idolatry. It's been around for some time, mind you, on wealth redistribution, because Matt observed last year that wealth should be taxed higher, not income. Seems like pretty basic, logic to me, but it's not the logic of the neoliberals, that's for sure. Somebody leaked the incoming government brief 2025, because they just won the election. The Treasury gives you a brief, which had Treasury saying taxes had to go up and spending cut to improve productivity. So this was, of course, plastered across page one, splashed on the Israelian as, oh no, taxes are going up under Labor. It was a statement of the obvious because somehow you can't keep trading in the red forever. And that's why somebody leaked it to the Israelian, because they leaked it because they knew that there'd be this let's not pay any more tax, let's not high taxes angle. Of course, News Corp, one of the country's most fabled tax dodgers year in, year out, they managed to pay zero corporate income tax while their pundits, their talent decries welfare bludgers, not corporate welfare bludgers, just social welfare bludgers. So as expected, they splashed with it. The secret docs, they said, taxes going up, secret docs. It's actually an FOI blunder. But maybe Matt's onto something here because governments have been following the neoliberal dictates of the business lobby for years, and productivity is flatlining, has been for years. Inequality, meanwhile, is going up. The rich aren't getting any poorer. So maybe the cherished trickle-down wisdom is the problem. Maybe putting some more money into the hands of not rich people is the solution, because they will spend it, not hoard it. Won't send it to the Caymans. We need policy which encourages the fact that hoarding wealth is not the solution, that the more money, the velocity of money spinning around the economy from poorer people, the not rich, that is good for everybody. So the overall problem really is my old mate Ian Veranda, the ABC business editor, has written this week, to quote the Stand First here, everyone claims to want tax reform, but you only need to scratch the surface to figure out that what they really want is not to pay any tax at all and to let somebody else pick up the tab. Well said, Ian. So Matt Comyn, at least, to give Matt some plaudits. Being a rich guy, he will benefit from lower corporate taxes, more subsidies on his personal superannuation, is not speaking from pure self-interest, and that should be applauded. After all, as we always record here, going through, we did Google Australia the other day, $8 billion ripped out in service fees offshore somewhere, we don't know where, no doubt, a jurisdiction with a zero corporate tax rate. After all, dollar for dollar, it's the institutions and the wealthiest people, the people who own the most, who pay pro rata, dollar for dollar, the least tax. Taxing workers' income, therefore, does not make any sense. While we got you, there's some terrific coverage on the website at the moment. We've just done an expose on BCG, the Boston Consulting Group, which has literally been charging millions of dollars in fees for advising on the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians in Gaza. We've got some stuff on Palantir, the world's most evil company, coming up shortly. They'll be surveilling us, so you want to get on that one, get your head around it. In the meantime, thank you for your support. Please like, share, and comment in the section below.